Hi there, everybody. Welcome to Camglish.com. I'm Teacher Angel, and I'll be teaching you another grammar lesson that can be found in the book Essential Grammar in Use, 3rd edition by Raymond Murphy. Hi, students. I hope you're applying everything you're learning from our videos. Now, today, we're going to finish the second part of our video under the topic making questions, and we're now in Unit 49. We will make questions using do, does, who, where, how, and many others. But one thing we should remember is the form of our verb depending on how we write our question, right? Whether we add s or we will not add s to our verb. Now look at pointers B and C. Let's discuss this one first. Questions with do, does, and did, they are in present simple and past simple forms. Do and does are in present simple forms. Did is in past simple. Let's start with does. We use does if our subject is singular. We use does with pronouns he, she, or names of people. Let's have an example. Anna does her homework in the afternoon. We use her does instead of do because our subject is only one, and we use the name Anna. We can also say she does her homework in the afternoon. And if we are referring to a male person, we can say he does his homework in the afternoon. That's how we apply the word does when we make sentence, right? But what if we make question? Did it enter your mind? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. But before that, let's clarify the use of do in our sentence. We use do whenever we have a plural subject, like we, they, and also if we have the pronoun I and you. When we say plural, we're talking about more than one subject in our sentence. Okay? And I and you is an exemption to the rule. We still use do when we have the words or pronouns I and you. Let's read this example. We have to do the science project together. We use do because we have here the subject we. Okay, it refers to a group of people. Do and does can sometimes play as verb in our sentence. It can also play as our auxiliary verb in the sentence. It depends on the use and the situation. Now, let's start discussing the questions. Where does he live? But when you start adding do in the beginning of your question, it will become, do you know where he lives? Do you know where he lives? Here, we didn't add s because our question starts with where, right? Where? Where does he live? And if you notice, this is longer sentence than the first one. We cannot say, do you know where does he live? When we form a question with starting with do, we should not put does, okay, in our sentence. We should say, do you know where he lives? Okay? This is a no-no question. Don't forget that. Let's compare the following sentences. How do airplanes fly? If you notice, we have our verb here, fly, and we didn't add s because we have here the word airplanes. It's more than one, right? But we cannot say, do you know how does the airplanes flies? We cannot say like that, right? We can say, do you know how airplanes fly? Okay? Don't forget that. Do you know how airplanes fly? Next, what does Jane want? I don't know what Jane wants. Why did she go home? I don't remember why she went home. Where did I put the key? I know where I put the key. How about the questions beginning with is, do, or can? These are the questions answerable with yes or no. Let's compare the following. Is Jack at home? We can also say, do you know if Jack is at home? Next, have they got a car? Do you know if they've got a car? Can Brian swim? I don't know whether Brian can swim. Do they live near here? I don't know whether they live near here. Did anybody see you? I don't know whether anybody saw you. If you notice these questions here, these questions are answerable only with yes or no. If you're asked, is Jack at home? You can say yes if he is. And if he's not, you can say no. But here, in this case, in this column, these questions need some detailed explanations, right? And facts. They're not just answerable with yes or no answers, okay? You can use if or whether in these sentences. Do you know if they've got a car? Or you can say, do you know whether they've got a car? I don't know if anybody saw me. Or you can say, I don't know whether anybody saw me. Well, students, I hope you learned something today, especially out of making questions with words do, does, and other questions with RWH questions such as where, what, and also how. Don't forget the subject-verb agreement, even if you're just making questions. Thank you so much for joining the class today. Again, I'm Teacher Angel, and I hope to see you next time. Here in Camglish.com, learning English and speaking in English is not impossible. Study with a now, and you will see the difference it will make. Goodbye and have a nice day.